Portugal. There's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Hola, bon dia, alegria, Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, the live stream and the podcast with a little bit of help from Bob Ross here this morning. It looks like Bob Ross is touching me up, doesn't it, this morning? Who doesn't like to be touched up by Bob Ross first thing in the morning? How are you today? Good morning to you, Jackie. First in again, bon dia, Gumpers. Great music for you today. Another one of those days when we don't have any scheduled guests. We have a rota based on, the first Monday of the month, the second Monday of the month, etc., etc. And then we get off the leash when it comes to the fifth. What is it today? Wednesday, the fifth Wednesday today. We're going to play some more music this morning. I think it's fair to say music is going to be a part of the Good Morning Portugal show every day anyway. But when we don't have a scheduled guest, or two, or three sometimes, four, I wonder how many, what's the record for the amount of guests we've had on the screen? I think it's probably about 4 or 5. It gets a bit messy then. But anyway, where was I? Like Ronnie Corbett. Yes, we will have more music. We'll have music every day, I suspect, on the Good Morning Portugal show. But when we don't have a guest with us on the screen, we can play more music, which is what we'll be doing today. Had a great day yesterday, and we went to New York, did we not, with Odyssey, because Mike and Kat are over there from the Good Morning Portugal community. We went to London because Frank requested Skunk and Nancy, and it was a live performance from them. Not James Weller, Paul Weller's The Jam. You see what happened in my mind there when I was trying to process my memory. It was The Jam and Paul Weller, and I ended up saying James Weller. Paul Weller's You Do Something to Me. A much more beautiful version than my impromptu burst of that there. Where else did we go in the world yesterday? Well, we were in Lisbon, weren't we, anticipating Lionel Richie, who played there last night. Did any of you go to that? How was Lionel's gig? UB40 also, who are on their way to Lisbon. This morning we're coming back to Portugal, and I think we might have been gently chided yesterday by Manuel Ferreira, who said, how about you play some Portuguese music? And we played music with Portuguese connections yesterday, to be fair, but you're right, Manuel, it wasn't very Portuguese, as it were. We're going to put that right today. Quick check-in, as it's my travel day back to Portugal. Wow, that was a quick journey. That's amazing. Well, I suppose, New York is closest to us, is it not? So you can just pop across the Atlantic, say hi to New York and come back again. That's amazing. Checking in online with the Good Morning Portugal show, and Mel's here as well. Good morning to you, Mel. Simply Live Mel with the bon dia. And thanks to you, Mel. You certainly pushed us in the direction of playing music on the show, and you gave me the heads up. I believe both on Lionel Richie and maybe even UB40. Keep them coming. Another act coming to Portugal. Manuel, yes, I know Sir Jorge is Brazilian, and his song will be sung in Brazilian Portuguese, but we will be bringing it closer and closer to home this morning. Stick around. We're going to have a little look into Antonio F's introduction for us into Portuguese music. In fact, I think I have found a way. Let me know if you can hear this. I think I've set up Antonio's jingle. Can you hear this?
Olá, Gumpers. Sou António Ferreira, vosso vizinho português. Eis algumas músicas portuguesas para vós, para o vosso prazer cultural e educacional.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Antonio. Vizinho Português. I love how he says that, our Portuguese neighbour. Here on the screen, on the show, and certainly at the Portugal Club, and we'll be having a look at what he's assembled for us for our edification and education and pleasure when it comes to Portuguese music. It has an echo. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, so I need to find a new way of doing it. Thank you. And not the sort of echo that sounds like a 70s radio jingle, or maybe, but not what we want right now. Yes, Cat Empire. You were telling me about the Cat Empire, Mel. What track? Let me just make sure we've got the Cat Empire on the show this morning as well. Which tune was it that you wanted of the Cat Empire that you think people would like to hear this morning? Let's kick things off then with Sir Jorge. Actually, no, let's kick things off with Phil. Let's have a nice good morning. Sing along now.
Good morning, it's time to stop my yawning.
A brand new day is dawning. It's time to fill my cup. I suspect there was echo on that as well. Perhaps you could let me know. Andero, where have you been? Hola, bon dia, Malta, from a warm and sunny Aveiro. Warm and sunny start to the day in Aveiro. It was nice and warm yesterday. And actually, yes, I was going to do a quick PSA, public service announcement. Sadly, with the hot weather comes wildfires. Are they wild, though? This is what I was discussing with Vitor Costa. Let's get this little bit of a downer out of the way, shall we? Okay, Hello, Hello will be the tune from the Cat Empire a little bit earlier on. Yes, let's just get this bit of a downer out of the way. Make sure you've got the fogos.pt app or bookmarked on your website. This is what the conversation I had with Vitor after reporting the fact and coming back to mentioning to Jackie that you might download the Fogos app. Here's where to do it. This is at the Portugal Club. This is which is our aid memoir for all we do here on the Good Morning Portugal show, as well as many other things, and a way to support what we do as well. So thank you to everybody who does support the Good Morning Portugal endeavour by being a Portugal Club member. And not all of you use it, but it's there if you want it. And this was the picture yesterday. We had fires all over Portugal. I know with the graphics it makes it look a lot worse than it is, but for anyone involved in any of those particular fires, of course, devastating and unpleasant. And that was the view in Ponte Lima this morning. Bob sent that over to me. That was... he was saying the smoke had become whitened early on in the day. Really early on in the day, it was black smoke. And I think his theory was that if, with it being watered down, with the bomberos attending to it, you may be able to see that they're bringing it under control because of the colour of the smoke. It's a good theory, and hopefully they did manage to bring that. I haven't had a look at fogos.pt this morning. Perhaps somebody else might like to do that. And yes, make sure you've got that. Vitor as well sent us some video. This was behind his house the night. I mean, that's truly apocalyptic and terrifying, isn't it? When you see something like that here in Portugal. That was yesterday morning or Sunday night. I'll just check on that. I'll fact check that. Yeah, last night. So that would have been Monday evening. And talking to Vitor about it, he'd like to bring back medieval punishment for intentional arsonist, because I suppose one of the narratives is, global warming, it's getting worse, temperatures are higher, fires get started, non-native species. There's a particular kind of narrative, isn't there? But if you look a little bit more closely, national averages for wildfires, intentional causes 60%, more than half are purposefully started for all sorts of reasons. I think there are people who just take a strange pleasure in starting. I mean, we all like to have a fire, don't we? I think, or a lot of us do. Fellas seem to like to start a fire and stare into it, but done naturally or done safely, fair enough. A barbecue, a fire pit. But when people are risking other people's lives and limbs in this way, it's I agree with Vitor. And maybe if you are thinking of voting in the local elections, this might be an issue for your local politicians. What are they going to do about it? Some people do benefit from this awful situation of there being fires, which seems to blight the enjoyment of Portuguese life pretty much every summer. A GMP is a fantastic resource. As an expat in Portugal, how can you not support? Cheers, T-Duck. That's got to be a screenshot this morning. Should we leave Bob Ross in the picture or not? And who else should we have on the screen with us in the morning? So let me just screenshot that. Thanks, mate. A nice testimonial there. Yes, a mere €9 or $10 a month, and if you want to pay up front for a year, it's $99 over at GMP VIP. And you know what? You can try it for a week's free trial. You don't even have to commit. You can just go and see if you like it or not, and what sort of trouble you can cause on the timeline at the Portugal Club. Cheers, T-Duck, for that. Fires in Bulgaria are awful, says Jackie. I'm very worried about my sister. They don't have an amazing fire service like Portugal and the Bombeiros. Yes, we do have an amazing firefighting system, and they're also paramedics, of course, as well, aren't they, the local Bombeiros? So yeah, support them as best you can and whenever you can here in Portugal. And enjoying a nice fire is a natural impulse, but arsonists have a mental I couldn't have put it better myself. Right, thank you very much, T-Duck, for that. Other comments gratefully received in the chat this morning, as well as the tunes you would like to hear. We're going to start with Sir George, who I think is great. He's coming to Alcobaça on the 9th of August. Cat Empire coming in September. We'll play Hello, Hello later. But for the time being, let's play this really joyous tune from Sir George, Felicidade. Woo!
sua companhia. Felicidade é estar contigo todo dia. Felicidade é sentir o cheiro dessa flor. Felicidade é saber que eu tenho seu amor. Felicidade é viver na sua companhia. Felicidade é estar contigo todo dia. Felicidade é sentir o cheiro dessa flor. Felicidade é saber que eu tenho seu amor. Felicidade é saber de verdade que a gente sente saudade quando não consegue se ver. É acordar do seu lado, tomar um café reforçado, depois sair pra correr com você. É poder jogar um pano, colar no show do Caetano, cantarotar até o dia raiar. É num fim de semana, curtir uma praia bacana, com pôr do sol de arrasar. É viver na sua companhia. É estar contigo todo dia. É sentir o cheiro dessa flor. É saber que eu tenho seu amor. É viver na sua companhia. É estar contigo todo dia. É sentir o cheiro dessa flor. É saber que eu tenho seu amor. É saber de verdade que a gente sente saudade quando não consegue se ver. É acordar do seu lado, tomar um café reforçado, depois sair pra correr com você. É poder jogar um pano, colar no show do Caetano, cantarotar até o dia raiar. É um fim de semana, curtir uma praia bacana, com um pôr do sol de arrasar. É viver na sua companhia. É estar contigo todo dia. É sentir o cheiro dessa flor. É saber que eu tenho seu amor. É viver na sua companhia. É estar contigo todo dia. É sentir o cheiro dessa flor. É saber que eu tenho seu amor. Felicidade, felicidade, oh, felicidade, felicidade.
That's marvellous, isn't it? There you go. Felicidade by Sir George there. Absolutely right. Great, happy, uplifting track. Thank you, Jackie. That was great, isn't it? I only discovered that this morning myself. Catchy tune. Morning Dance. We should do that every morning, right? Find a tune like that. Now, interestingly, Andeda, wife and kids off to visit the Outlaws in France for a few weeks. British bands, the Outlaws. And Mrs. Duck is off to visit family. She packed her bags and also packed my calendar. I'll be busy. Mischief. Quite possibly. You two could meet up and drink beer, eat pizza. And thank you, Mel, for another recommendation this morning. Bout de Baldache by Dishpe Siga is a Portuguese tune many actually recognise too. Okay, I will make a note of that as well. And just to let you know that Sir George is at Alcobaça's Panorama Multi-Usos de Alcobaça, the Multi-Usos Centre, their conference centre there, 9th of August. We're playing at the Alcobaça venue just mentioned, and the Pavilion Rosa Mota Super Boc Arena Porto, Portugal in the 14th. The 14th. When's that? Anyway, couple of weeks from now, playing in Porto as well. Oh, and then back on August the 16th to Cascais. Before flying to Brazil, back home to Brazil for a gig. If you want to go see Jorge in Brazil, that would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? And Na Praia Parque de Experiências, that's August the 29th, but August the 16th, Cascais, Porto, August the 14th, and August the 9th, if you want to dance along to that tune. He's got to be playing his Felicidad tune, has he not? There he is on the screen. This is his official website. 55 years of age. Those are the dates there. Oh, Villamora, another date on the 12th as well. Wow, Albufeira on the 20th. So not all of the gigs in Portugal are listed on that particular website. If you want to see Sir Jorge, I suggest you go to sirgeorge.com. And very delighted, very glad to have played Sir Jorge. There's another tune of his that I really like. That is something to do with the friend of his wife. I suspect it's not entirely savoury, but a great tune nonetheless. Okay, well, let's continue with the music and bring onto the screen for you Antonio F's. Oh, there's going to be echo on this, and I've not meant to put echo on it. I'm not trying to do a cheesy 70s jingle. We're going to look at Amália now. I guess that's the place to start. If you're doing an A to Z, of course, of Portuguese music, you would probably start with Amália Rodrigues, wouldn't you? She of the Casa Portuguesa, which you may have heard me play back in the day. Of course, the name given to Gilda's company, Gilda Pereira, who help people move to Portugal, find homes, rentals, and to buy homes here. Casa Portuguesa was the obvious choice for that. We're not playing that tune today. We're playing Povo que Lavas no Rio this morning, but I've got to play the jingle. I'll have to do something about this and find a different way of playing it, but excuse the jingle on this. This is Antonio F telling us about what he intends to do with this lovely collection of music, his introduction, his Antonio F guide to Portuguese music. Where have we been? Oh, here they are. Here you go. See if you can understand what he's saying here. Our vizinho português.
Olá, Gumpers. Sou António Ferreira, vosso vizinho português. Eis algumas músicas portuguesas para vós, para o vosso prazer cultural e educacional.
There you go. How much of that did you get? So let's get straight into it with the Amália track, Povo que Lavas no Rio, which is his selection here, which you'll also find at the Portugal Club, which has been spoken about very nicely this morning. Thank you very much indeed. Let's hear it now. Right, you hope, don't you? You might press a button and something will happen. Let me try that again. There we go.
As tábuas do meu caixão. Que lavas no rio, que talhas com teu machado as tábuas do meu caixão. Sagrado, mas a tua vida não. Pode haver quem te defenda, quem compre o teu chão sagrado, mas a tua vida não. Fui ter à mesa redonda, beber em malga que esconda o beijo de mão em mão. Fui ter à mesa redonda, vida não. A tua vida não. Povo que lavas no rio, que talhas com teu machado as tábuas do meu caixão. Mas a tua vida não. Pode ver quem te defenda, quem compre o teu chão sagrado, mas a tua vida não.
Amazing. Amalia Rodriguez there. Thank you very much then to Antonio F. Let's take a look at what he's offering to us. We'll go through these as we play more Portuguese music, of course. There's the official website of Amalia Rodriguez. And, of course, no live dates for her. She sadly passed away way back in, I believe, when was this? In the 90s, perhaps. So let me just find that for you accurately. 6th of October 1999, she sadly passed away. But what an incredible impression on Portuguese culture and music. A backstory well worth reading. She is the Queen of Fado, Rainha do Fado. She was instrumental in popularizing, pardon the pun, in popularizing Fado worldwide and traveled internationally throughout her career. Rodriguez remains the best-selling Portuguese artist in history. How about that? And her relationship with Salazar, also very interesting too, because of course her musical career ran alongside his political career in part as well. Superb stuff. Right, let's go back to Antonio's guide to Portuguese music, especially curated. He's such a helpful and wonderful Portuguese neighbour, Vizinho Português. That's exactly who he is. I love hearing him say that. And this is his selection this morning. We just played Povo que Lavas no Rio. And you'll see here then that next he'll take you to Tony Carreira, who was recently here in San Martinho de Porto, celebrating a notable anniversary of the town here. I think going from village to town status. People came from all over Portugal for the hugely popular Tony Carreira. GNR is also a suggestion. Dunas, which is a great San Martinho de Porto tune that I was introduced to at our karaoke. Simão de Oliveira as well. Jorge Palma, Dulce Pontes, Jutas e Pontapés, of course, and Rui Veloso. So far, Carlos Paredes, I'm sure, will make it onto that selection there. This is just the first chapter, if you like. Let's see what's being said in the chat about this. Oh, shout out to Carla and to EI and EI in general. Have you seen, if you're concerned about the situation with IMA, I recorded a great webinar with, do you know what, this is annoying me. I'm looking out of the screen here. So I'm going to move that over there like that. Can you see me doing this in real time? I'll pop that over there and I'll pop myself here So it looks like I'm actually looking at the screen rather than looking out of the screen. That's better. Was that annoying anybody else? Probably not. Shout out to Colony I then. And yes, that are very, very good, even if I say so myself, over on the Expats Portugal YouTube channel. Quite popular as well already. Just in a couple of days, we had a couple of thousand hits on that. It's the 10 top questions about IMA that we had Gilda addressed last Thursday evening. And we went through it, like question by question, and she gave some great answers. And there was some good interplay with the members of Expats Portugal there as well. So if you want to get the latest on what's going on at IMA and Gilda's expert opinion on that, check out that video. I'll see if I can pop the link on the screen before we finish today. Certainly, I've posted that up at the Portugal Club as well. If you scroll through the timeline, you'll see my link to it. We've been using their services for 5 years, says T-Duck, and they always come through. Isn't that great? My favourite traditional Portuguese artist is Carlos Paredes. He's been gone for many years, but his music lives on YouTube. Amazing guitarist, brilliant. And at some point, yes, definitely, Sol da Caparica, one of my favourites from back in the day, early on in our time here in Portugal, because we lived in, we used to drive through Caparica to get to Aroeira. And that is a great tune. And it's based on, it's really like a cover version, isn't it, of the Ramones track with the same instrumentation. And Peshten Sida have done their version of it, Sol da Caparica, which is a massive Portuguese tune, sometime tune. And I would like to re-record that. I'm being reminded, thank you to you, Sarah, good morning to you, that I would like to re-record a version of that with Sol da San Martino. It fits nicely. With the Sol da San Martino. Maybe the Portuguese will help me with that. Yes, a bit of drama yesterday. Builders bust through the gas mains. My anyone for a cigarette joke didn't go down well. Yeah, there's that English bloke who keeps making inappropriate jokes. Fortunately, I had a key. You had a key to the valve in the street, did you? Catastrophe averted. You knew it would come in handy. Did you not? Morning, Bob. Bob Diatoris, music is a primary source to expand my language. Yes, there are many reasons why we should be playing music, and that's one of them. Bob, thanks to Sarah Yuma for mentioning Miguel Araujo. Tickets selling out. We have tickets. Oh, fantastic. You've got tickets for December, presumably in Porto. Front section already sold out. Who doesn't like a front section first thing in the morning? Andeiro, is there many swear words in Portuguese? I think we can't do those on the morning show, but we should have a special. The Portuguese swearing special webinar. Let's do it. We don't actually, and I know Maria won't do that, and nor will Vitor. Well, who do we know who's a bit spicy and fruity, who will probably teach us to smoke and in a Portuguese way and swear in Portuguese as well? I don't think Antonio will do that either. Maybe we'll have to do somebody kind of pixelated and their voice changed so they don't have to, in case their Portuguese grandmother sees it. We don't actually have any swear translations in Welsh. You don't? It sounds like you're swearing all the time in Welsh, Jackie. And I'm so glad it didn't get worse yesterday. Mate, I'm very sorry to hear about the fires. That is a bit of a weight off my mind now. We've moved to the city, of course. We're surrounded by trees in the sticks. Stay safe. Who was that? Was that aimed at Vitor? Maybe I missed something there. And yes, we've got... maybe it's T-Duck then who's going to teach us the naughty sayings in Portuguese. Talking of which, we've got Portuguese sayings. We'll do some of those. We're halfway through the show already. I'm chatting too much. We should move on and play a bit more music. I'm going to play for you now the suggestion of Manuel Ferreira, who I think, a gentle chiding yesterday. How about some Portuguese music? Never mind about all this Portuguese music whereby you're making a connection to Portugal. How about some Portuguese music that's truly Portuguese? And I think this really fits the bill. This is more live music. I think that Felicidade track by São Jorge was a live tune. Nice to hear some Portuguese music in the live environment. And we, as I did with Kim Barreiros, I'm also going to play him this morning. And that Maria track, which is absolutely filthy, I think. So make sure you've got your Portuguese ears on for that a little bit later on. And the Cat Empire track to come as well. We've played São Jorge, we played Amália, and now we're going to play Quinta do Bil, which was Manuel Ferreira's suggestion, with the Banda Sinfónica Portuguese. I suspect there are many versions of this. This is historical, cultural, and musical. A treat for you now at the suggestion of Manuel. Here we go. Ooh. flipping heck, as we say in the UK. That's amazing, isn't it? What a lovely surprise that was. Superb. Superb. I wasn't expecting that, were you? Okay, let me just pause that for a moment. Okay, excellent stuff. Let's find out more about them. Because, yeah, who is Bill? Great track, says Bob. The talent in the local Banda da Musica is phenomenal. And an Irish jig. There are definitely some Celtic vibes going on there. Let's find out who Quinta de Bill are then. Bill's Farm in English. Doesn't sound so great, does it? Nothing wrong with Bill's Farm, but Quinta do Bill sounds so much better. A Portuguese folk rock musical group from Tomar, formed in 1987. In 1987, in September, at Senhor Guilherme's, a Portuguese cognate for William, and so known as Bill. Quinta de Bill. Bill's Farm was born by the hands of Carlos Moises, Paulo Bizarro, what a good name, Paulo Bizarro, is that stage name? And Rui Dias. That year, they took part in the first modern music show from the Radio Universidade de Coimbra, and in 1988 in the 5th Rock Rendezvous contest, where they reached the final. For being finalists, they won the right to record the song Zezé, included in the collection Registros. In 1990, they reached the semi-finals of the contest. These are the great music, Battle of the Bands things, I guess, from the 80s in Portugal. Rock Pepsi RFM, and won the first prize at the first RTP contest, Acqui del Rock, which gave them a chance to record their first album. What a lovely journey. Look at all those members of the band and past members. There's been some comings and goings. 1 year later, the album Os Filhos de Nação, I beg your pardon, the Sons of the Nation, right, were released. That was released by Polygram, so they were signed up by a big label, reaching the gold record, and took the band to stages from the north to the south of Portugal that year, and the following one during 2 tours with more than 100 concerts. So what a great journey. They established themselves, they beat other bands in Battle of the Bands competitions, and established themselves as a very important part of the Portuguese music scene. A great big old discography there. Quinta do Bill. I wonder if I can open up or give to you their official website. Not sure if there is one. Anyway, that's enough to get started if you want to find out more. They are on Spotify as Quinta do Bill. Shall we got to go have fun? Yes, absolutely. So have a great day. You can always listen to the music later on. And we'll listen to the replay. We're waiting and seeing how this is going in terms of playing music on social media platforms. We may have to go to a more private situation that's better suited to playing music, like the Mixcloud kind of idea. We shall see. We'll keep going for as long as we can on the mainstream platforms until we encounter restrictions that are disadvantageous. I shall put it like that. Let's go, shall we now, to Kim Barreiros. Now, this is worth sitting down, having a cup of char, and having a listen. Because he's like the Benny Hill of Portugal, the accordion-based Benny Hill, and I'll just put you in the picture of how I encountered King Barreiros. She came. Oh, thank you, T. Me too. It's really changed the game, isn't it? I love having music on a show. Me too. And it's a really brilliant. I mean, we had some tunes we knew yesterday, and it's always nice to hear tunes that are kind of in your musical muscle memory. But it's nice to be educated as well. And the tracks that we've heard today, I just think have been amazing. And we've got so much to learn about Portuguese music. I think this is the start of a wonderful shared journey between us. If you discover things that you love and you think we should hear about, do let me know, and I will feature them on the show. But I think generally speaking, most days we should be able to get 2 or 3 tunes in and increase that musical education and love of Portuguese music and music in general. Always looking for new music. Yeah, igualmente, mesmo assim. Right, let's go to King Barreiros. And I was saying, I was with Filomena watching King Barreiros at our local Festa de Santo Antonio that we have here in San Martinho de Porto every year. San Martinho, but Santo Antonio is our patron saint. King Barreiros came and he would make any saint blush with his material, and I was there, and Filomena was laughing, giggling, and a somewhat naughty laugh. Turned round behind me, and I'm surrounded by more mature ladies of the town, also giggling behind their hands. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is he saying? He's saying things like, Maria, I would like to taste your bacalhau. I think if we can apply ourselves to translating this in real time as we're listening, things like it tastes better than it smells. Let's hear from the man himself. King Barreiros, everybody. Woo, that was loud.
Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Teu bacalhau é mesmo uma beleza, essa portuguesa com teu prato especial. Se o cheiro é bom, mais gostoso é o cozido, é o prato preferido do povo da Portugal. Ai, quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Teu bacalhau de molhadinho, diz-me se é da Noruega ou aqui de Portugal. Mariazinha, deixa-me cheirar, que coisa tão gostosa, nunca cheirei nada igual. Ai, quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Deixa cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria, deixa cheirar teu bacalhau. Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Teu bacalhau é mesmo uma beleza, essa portuguesa com teu prato especial. Se o cheiro é bom, mais gostoso é o cozido, é o prato preferido do povo da Portugal. Ai, quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Mariazinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha, deixa-me ir à cozinha para cheirar teu bacalhau.
Oh my goodness. Right. Do you need a little bit of help with that? Mr. S, are you suggesting that King Barreiro is a sort of one-man incentive to move abroad for the younger generation? This is a very important part of their culture, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. T-Duck, it's a great addition to an already fantastic show. Thank you, Jackie, for that. Right, so some translation for you. merely to help you with your Portuguese. Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria. I want to smell your cod, Maria. I want to smell your cod. Mariazinha, let me go to the kitchen. Let me go to the kitchen to smell your cod. And on it goes. Your cod is really beautiful. You are the Portuguese with your special dish. If the smell is good, the cooked food is tastier. It is the favourite dish of the people of Portugal. And so on and so forth. I want to smell your cod, Maria. Oh my goodness, your soaked cod. Tell me if you're from Norway or in Portugal. Mariazinha, let me smell. Oh, it's so delicious. I've never smelled anything like it. Yes, you see, what are you giggling for? It's just an ode to an odour, perhaps. It's an ode to the great Portuguese dish of bacalhau. There he is, the cheeky chappy himself, King Barreiros, pictured with several baby goats. I think he has a tune, doesn't he, about goats as well, or probably a couple of tunes about goats. He is a fantastic showman. He is a consummate showman performer. He came onto the stage, immediately owned it when I saw him playing live. And he's coming back to Salero de Porto, which I'm very glad to report. And I might have to go and see him again. Excellent stuff. Got to duck out. Very good. Builders are here and want my expert advice. Yeah, and a few of your jokes. And no doubt a Sagres Mini a little bit later on. So there you go. There's our man, King Barreiros, and Bacalhau à Portuguesa. Which I think is hilarious, and I commend to you. Let's go back to the Portugal Club and the Portuguese saying of the day. All right, it's what? It's innuendo, obviously. I don't know what you mean, Mr. S. It's innuendo for what? He's just talking about how much he loves the traditional Portuguese dish of bacalhau, I think you'll find there. I don't know what you're talking about. Right, let's go to the Portugal Club and the Portuguese saying of the day. This is something that T-Duck started long ago, and I'm going to have to find a way of organise. I think Mr. S, I think you're going to like this, and anyone learning Portuguese, I think, should enjoy this. Actually, talking of learning Portuguese, I have got Francisco Lorenzo of Sippelmaster. If you're the sort of person who loves, if you learnt to drive doing a week-long intensive, I have got the Portuguese language equivalent tomorrow for you. We're bringing Francisco of Sippelmaster on the show, who does Portuguese language intensive. He'll tell us all about that tomorrow, Thursday. What? I didn't get it. I'm going to have to listen to that again. I don't know what's going on in that. There must be something else going on that escaped my attention there, Mr. S. Thank you for that. I will have another look or listen a little bit later on. Maybe if I go and see him live, I will learn more about the innuendo you're suggesting is going on in that track. Completely over my head, up my nose and over my head. Right, over at the Portugal Club then, Portuguese saying of the day, I think if I go to the top of this page, I am proud to say, and I'm hugely grateful to T-Duck for starting this off, and for Antonio F, our vizinho Português, for picking up and running with it. There are now nearly 600 comments, which most of them are Portuguese sayings here. And what I need to do, I think, is tick off the ones that we feature on the show. And we start with some. I've got to give you the sort of good news and the bad news. We'll start with the bad news. This is a very dark Portuguese saying, and I need to put a little tick, I think, in the comments to show that we've used it on the. I'm scrolling through my emojis now. I think I'm going to use. The thumbs up. Right, let's do the thumbs up. Can you see the thumbs up? I tell you what, let's do a fist and wonder if Antonio F will understand that. Let's respond to these live on the show. If you want to do the same, go to gmpvip.com, and even if you go for a week's trial and then check out again, you can at least make your impression and your presence felt. This one then this morning, before we probably finish with the Cat Empire, we might have time to squeeze two tunes in. Let's see if you've got another request. We could go for Sol de Caparica. That would be a great one to go out with. I think we'll try and do that. Mais quem nos queira mal que bem. And they do have if you can say them correctly, they often rhyme as well, or they've got a nice poetic ring to them. Who doesn't like a poetic ring first thing in the morning? I know Oscar Wilde did. There are more people who wish us ill than good. It's probably something your old Portuguese granddad might have to tell you when you get to a certain age. However, also, and I need to emoji this as well to thank Antonio Ferreira for his efforts. Let me just put, do you know what? I'm going to put that emoji sunglasses. A mais mares que marinheiros, there are more tides than sailors, means that there are always new opportunities and possibilities, even when a door closes or a situation seems unfavourable. So there you go. There are more tides than sailors. A mais mares que marinheiros. Thank you, T-Duck, for starting this tradition. Thank you, Antonio F, for continuing it. Smash that like button, friends. Thank you very much. Well, ask Miss Francisco about the smell and bacalhau. Okay, I will. That will be my first question to him tomorrow. There seems to be some confusion. Francisco, can you help me with this, that Mr. S is trying to suggest that Kim Barreiros is weaving innuendo into his... I can assure you, Mr. S, he's just a straightforward accordion player proclaiming his love for the bacalhau. I'm sure. Okay, let's... this is what I meant. I should have played earlier on, but we can play it now in way of conclusion.
Eis o vosso ditado português do dia.
There you go. And I will sort the echo out on that in due course as well. We'll have a proper jingle to play for Antonio F so that we can do that. It's like saying, I like your fish. Well, what's wrong with that, Mr. S? I like your fish, Jane. I mean, that could be a sole meunière, couldn't it? Lightly floured and cooked in butter. Or if she's got an aquarium, your angel fish. Really. Okay, let's go to the Cat Empire, shall we? Let's find that. And I think, yes, Sol de Caparica is a very good shout indeed. Let's do that. But this is the selection of Mel, of course, who was very excited, I think, to be including music on the show, and an inclusion that she suggested some while ago, and I'm delighted to be able to play it now. Let's do this. The Cat Empire, who are coming to Portugal. We do need a Portuguese connection, no question about that. This is one, the Cat Empire, with Hello, and they are coming. Mrs. M likes a bit of the Cat Empire. They are coming to Portugal in September.
Some thoughts in my head that were making me feel high. On my head was a hoodie, in my ears was some bass. I was walking by my dog when I saw that sexy face come towards me. With a little cheeky smile, if she was a phone, I pick her up and dial the fire brigade. Oh, 000, she stole me my tracks. I said, hello, hello. Oh, hello. Sleeping in the sand with some dreams in my head that were causing an extension to the towel and my bed, and the waves were rolling like the curves on those legs like that sweet beach pillow with a centerfold spread. In the midst of the slumber, heard some footsteps are creeping, and I woke to discover the woman I've been dreaming. She knelt down beside, said, "Can I share your pillow?" I rolled over and I said, "Well, hello." Oh, hello. Some like money making, some like cars, and some like the houses with the rooftop spires, and some like to gossip about some rich sugar daddies. But me and my friends were like the golden brown honey's, and some like watching people living on TV. That's a little strange if you're asking me, cause I like to eat and laugh and play down. Now these are the things I know. Well, hello. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, hello.
Very good. Excellent stuff. They nearly got me with that ending there. We'll come back to Sol de Caparica in just a moment. Pesticida. And a little bit of a backstory on that, because it's an interesting one, I think, anyway. It is a Ramones kind of cover, because they recreated the lyrics for it, obviously to celebrate the magnificence of the Atlantic frontage. Do like an Atlantic frontage first thing in the morning. Sol de Caparica, Costa de Caparica. I'm trying to find out more about the origins of the tune and which Ramones track it was. If you want to continue listening to music today, you might like to go there with and look at or listen to the basis of Sol de Caparica, which I'm pretty sure is a Ramones tune. I'm struggling to find that at the moment. Thank you very much there, Mel, for that suggestion. The Cat Empire are playing. Oh, yes, the Gypsy Kings also were or are coming to... Oh, they're coming this weekend. My goodness. Okay, that's got to be on tomorrow's show then. Cat Empire, 14th of September, if you want to book at the Sagres Campo Pequeno. It's a bit like the what used to be the Hammersmith Odeon is now a sponsored place, isn't it? What do they call that? I can't remember. To me, it will always be the Hammersmith Odeon where I saw Madness and many other bands. The first gig I ever saw Madness, I think when I was 15 at the Hammersmith Odeon. Hammersmith Apollo, and now whatever, the Vodafone this or that, or Mayo or Sagres or Superbot, whatever. The Sagres Campo Pequeno plays host to the Cat Empire on the 16th of September. And you can see them there. Mel, are you going? Tickets range, it would appear, from about €28. Very, very well priced, are they not? Tickets here in I mean, you can see a lot of music for absolutely nothing, for free. Here in Portugal at the local festas, and some well-established artists like King Barreiros. It was no ticket price for that. That was all part of the festa, as I suspect it is at Celio de Porto. If you go see bands, however, behind closed doors as it were, still only €28 up to 36. It would appear there at Campo Pequeno. And what a great looking venue that is. I've not been inside there, but that looks like a great venue. And I think a good night will be had by the Cat Empire, lovers of the Cat Empire. New and old. I think there are many well-established Cat Empire fans, and maybe playing music on the show will create new Cat Empire fans who will go and see that gig. So there you go. That's the Cat Empire. Thanks, Mel, for that. Much appreciated. Have a great day, everyone. The Cats make me want to get out my trumpet and jam. Not a euphemism. Carl, can you play anything by James of the Gypsy Kings? Or the Gypsy Kings? Oh, James. Yes, James are coming, aren't they? Oh, sit down. Right, okay, James. We've got to do that tomorrow then. Note to self. I think I might have to make another screenshot there. That's a great shout for there, Pete. James are playing. Yes, Manchester band, I believe. James and my friend Carl, who lives over that way, may be going to see them. He looked them up and he just couldn't believe how many hits James had and how many tunes he remembered. I think there are a lot of British music fans, possibly a few blow-ins. Penamacord's a good place to put that on, isn't it? For Brit blow-ins who might go see James on Saturday. Friday, you can see the Gypsy Kings, Bambaleo, and they're free gigs as well. Portugal, you are awesome. You just got to get yourself over to Penamacor and you can see the Gypsy Kings and you can see James. Right, Sol de Caparica. We'll come back to James and the Gypsy Kings tomorrow. You've been amazing as ever. I'll leave those Cat Empire details on the screen there for you to see. And I'll see if I can find out what's going on with Sol de Caparica and whether it was the Ramones or not, from which... Pesticida took their inspiration. Okay, let's go out with this today. You've been amazing. Nice big round of applause, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much. I think this is going awfully well, but you shouldn't say things like that. Oh, that's you see, as soon as I say it's going awfully well, the fader's not up for the jingle. Here we go. There you go. Well done, everybody. Take care. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao.
Pressa de chegar, onde escuros da raba e o cantante a partir, a cassete dos Ramones para a gente curtir. Aqui vou eu, aqui vou eu, cheio de pica, de Lisboa vou fugir, vou para certeza para refrescar. Ao longo das praias sob o sol de verão, as miúdas da costa são uma tentação. Por isso vou para a costa, por isso vou cheio de pica. Viro costas a Lisboa, vou para o sol da Caparica. Por isso vou para a costa, por isso vou cheio de pica. Viro costas a Lisboa, vou para o sol da Caparica. E assim vamos gozando as férias de verão. Tenho o sol da Caparica mesmo aqui à mão. Aqui vou eu, aqui vou eu. De Lisboa vou fugir, vou para o sol da Caparica. Aqui vou eu, aqui vou eu. De Lisboa vou fugir, vou para o sol da Caparica. E aqui vou eu para a costa, aqui vou eu cheio de pica. De Lisboa vou fugir, vou para o sol da Caparica. Aqui vou eu para a costa, aqui vou eu cheio de pica. De Lisboa vou fugir, vou para o sol da Caparica. De Lisboa vou fugir, vou para o sol da Caparica. De Lisboa vou fugir, vou para o sol da Caparica.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need